How do you say organic in Spanish? Organica, right? And cloth, paño, yeah. I don't see them. They have organic nighttime diapers, they have cloth nighttime diapers. I do not see organic.
Showing up, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Better off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. Talk to me. I wanna heal your sorrow. Talk to me. We'll make a new tomorrow. Talk to me. One night to find the answer. Talk to me. What makes this heart beat faster? Showing up, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Better off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. What makes this heart beat faster? What makes this heart beat faster? What makes this heart beat faster?
Morning.
What makes this heart beat faster?
How are we doing? Right. I mean, original objective first. We'll start in about 30 seconds because I think people are still getting in. Okay. So today we're going to calculate surface area. Surface area of prisms and cylinders. Today's the 521, right? Alright. Oops. All right, let's get started. Yeah. So first off, today we're going to talk about surface area. What is surface area? Just like its name, surface area is the area on the surface. Okay. So when we calculate surface area of a prism, there are bases. These are surfaces, right? And there's the parts that are on the lateral, which is on the side. So these are called lateral area, right? The one on the side, and these are called base area. And to add up the surface, you would add the bases and the lateral part. Now, if this is not a right prism, then it's slanted, right? We call it oblique prism. Then it's much complicated to calculate its surface area because you have to calculate them individually. Sometimes it's a different type of shape. Okay, so today we're going to focus primarily on right prism, like this, straight up. Okay, right prism means that the height is one of the edges, right? So when you expand this into a net, it will look something like this. It will have 3 rectangles. These are lateral, right? This is lateral. I'll put lateral area, okay? This part is lateral area. These are bases, right? And as you can see, the lateral area forms by 3 rectangles. This is another bigger rectangle. So your area of a rectangle is what? Isn't that base times height? Now this base is actually a plus b plus c, which is the perimeter, right? So in other words, your lateral area should equal to perimeter times height. Perimeter meaning perimeter of the base. Okay, so far so good? So when we're calculating your surface area, you can see on the bottom, they say the lateral area of a right prism with base perimeter P and height H is lateral area is perimeter times height. Just like we mentioned before, this is because the shape here is a rectangle and you have base times height. Base is the perimeter times height. Okay? That's the main reason. Alright. Now to calculate this whole surface area, you would do lateral plus 2 base. Right? Because you have top base and you have bottom base. Right? So lateral area is perimeter times height. And your base, 2 bases, just whatever base is, and times 2. Okay? And obviously with the other one we had, it was surface area of a cube is there's 6 faces of the same thing, so it's 6s squared. Okay? Mention right here. The surface area formula is only true for right prism. To find the surface area of oblique, you have to add the area of all the faces. I just talked about this, right? This is because the lateral area is not a rectangle for oblique prism. Okay? Alright, let's practice this one. So, find the surface area of a right rectangular prism. Round to the nearest 10. Okay, let me pull it down a little bit more. Right here. Okay. So you can just add all the faces if you want to. But since we're doing the formula, we just learned the formula, right? Let's try to use the formula, and you can verify with the faces later, okay? So like normally, if you just want to find the surface area, so like sometimes you would just like get this rectangle times 2, this rectangle times 2, and this rectangle times 2, right? Because you have 3 pairs of everything, right? So here we're gonna change it instead. We're gonna use a different method. We're gonna treat these 2 as bases, and then treat this as a rectangular prism by using 2 base times lateral height plus lateral height, lateral area. Lateral area is the area around, and that's supposed to be equal to perimeter times height, right? So in this case, the perimeter would be this perimeter, right? 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7. Right. What is the height? Height is 14, right? 14. Okay. So whatever this becomes. Is that 32 times 14? So 448. Area per unit is in feet square. Okay. Oops. Sorry. One sec. Let me fix this a little bit. Try to keep the balance of this thing. Oh well, you guys get it. So, and then to get the 2 bases, right? 2 bases, 2 bases is 2 times the base area, which is 6 times 7, which is 9 times 7. 6, 9 is 63, so 126. 3 per square. So to get the real surface area, just add them together. So it'll be 448 plus 126, which will be 574. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Questions so far? How are we doing? So we find the bases and we find the lateral by doing perimeter times height and then add them up. Okay. Your units is in square because it's 2-dimensional, right? You're doing area. If you're okay, try the right side. Give you some time. Once you get an answer, please put it on the chat and see if you get it right. So popular item 686.6 or 7. I agree. Let's go over it real quick. So first of all, this is a regular triangular prism, right? Regular means that this is an equilateral triangle, right? So all these edges are 10, right? So you get 10 here. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? And then the height is 20. So when you're doing it, right, the lateral is when you expand this will look like a rectangle, right? With 10, 10, 10, and 20, right? So your lateral would be 30 times 20, which is 600. Okay, 600 centimeters square, right? Your two bases is going to be based on this, okay? Equilateral triangle with length 10. Okay, that's what it's based on. So I'm gonna use the method that we use to calculate area of a triangle because I know these are 60 degrees. So that means the area of this base is going to be 1/2 AB sine C, or sine theta, which is 1/2 10, 10 sine 60. Okay, SAS, right? So you do 2 times half 10, 10 sine theta, 60 degrees. Okay, and this turns out to be 86.6. And you add them up. So SA, surface area, add them up, it'll be 686.6 centimeters square. Okay, how are we doing? Can you rate 1 to 10 how you feel about this? Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so I get a blank and I get a is that EHO? Anyway. Happy to be here with you. Alright. We're good then. 8 is not bad. Alright, so we flip it over. Alright. Okay. I know it's you, Alex. Alright. Let me adjust a little bit. It seems a little hard to stand for some reason. Alright. So, the next part we're going to talk about is called the cylinder, which is the same thing as prism if you think about it, right? It's just a circular prism. Oops. Yeah. So, a circular prism, right? So, every formula that you have for prism still works for cylinders. If you look at it, the surface area is still lateral area plus 2 base, like we did before. Except this lateral area right now, if you look at it, the perimeter part, originally was perimeter times height, right? Perimeter times height. But the perimeter here is now 2 pi r. Why? Because 2 pi r is the circumference, right? Circumference. So instead of p, we use c, but it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. So it's the perimeter, so 2 pi r for perimeter times height, okay? Plus 2 base. Base is a circle, so the area is pi r squared. So area of circle, right? And that's it. Okay, similar to the fact that it's different in oblique situation, you have the same idea as we're only focusing on the right cylinder, basically, because the oblique cylinder will be more difficult. Okay? Alright, so let's look at this. Cylinder is much simpler. Okay? Here. So, when you're doing this, right, lateral area is going to be 2 pi RH, right? Which is perimeter times height, which is circumference times height, right? So here we're doing 2 pi RH, which is, I'm just writing it out. You can just do 2 pi RH, okay? So 2 pi 8, height is 10, right? Well, why is it 8? Because diameter is 16, right? So you multiply this out, you get 160 pi. They say leave it in pi, so we'll leave it in pi, okay? Put this here. And then surface area, two bases. That will be 2 pi r square, which is going to be 2 pi r square. That's the base part, right? Base is a circle. Pi r square, which is I think 64 square, so we set a 128 pi, right? And then you add them up. So surface area is equal to 160 pi plus 128 pi, which is equal to 288 pi inches square. Okay, your inches, right? Inches square. All right. Try the right side. Okay. While you try, let's take attendance. So say you're here if you're here. Okay. You're right, parent. SA is not 288 though. It's the two base is 288, but SA you have to add them together. SA stands for surface area. Yeah. So these two numbers are correct, but the actual surface area, you have to add them up. Yep. Yep. So first of all, they didn't tell you what the radius is, but they tell you circumference, right? So you can find radius from there. A DTS, 144 pi is not the length, but the lateral area. That's what L stands for, okay? Lateral area. Lateral area, you know, the area around. Okay? But yeah, you're correct. So circumference is 24 pi. Normally, it is 2 pi r, right? So you can find r is going to be 12. And since height is half of that, right? This is height is half the radius, so height we know is 6. Okay, so you can fill in the what you know now, 12 here, 6 here, right? And the rest you can just do the problem then. Okay, so lateral area is equal to 2 pi r h, which is 2 pi r h, which is 144 pi. All right. Now you're fine. I think the only thing you messed up on is calling it the length, but the calculation seems to be right. 2 pi r squared, which end up being, this is 288. Add them up. All right. For 32 pi. Inches, no, centimeters square. Okay, centimeters square. Okay. So that's cylinder. Now last part, we're gonna focus on composite figures. Now, sorry, drinks water. Alright, so composite figure is very interesting. So in volume, when we do composite figure, we did it simple, right? All we had to do is we add them individually, right? We have the volume of the top triangular prism, and we have the volume of the bottom, and then we add them up to get a total volume. Now, is that the same for surface area? Can I calculate them individually and then just add them up, and that will be my answer? Can I get that surface area total by adding the surface area of the individual? Does that work? Type your thoughts in the chat. Does that work? Why or why not? Don't give me just yes, no, okay? Give me the reason. Type yes, blah, blah, blah. No, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see how you do. The question is, can I calculate the surface area individually, and then add them up to get the total surface area? So you know how in volume we can do that, right? We can calculate the volume of this, we can calculate the volume of this, and we add them up to get the volume of the whole thing. Can I do the same thing for surface area? I calculate surface area at the top, surface area at the bottom, and then add. Can I just do that? Look. Give me an explanation. Looks like opinion is separated. Anybody else? Alright, so it looks like we have 4 people talking, but that's okay. I mean, you're not sure, right? So the idea is basically, the answer is no. The reason why it's no is because Surface area, surface area. The area has to be on the surface to be counted as an area, right? So when we do the top, we do what? This part, the bottom part, 2 base, right? So we get 5 faces total. And here we get 6 faces total, we add them up, right? But when you put them together, look at this. This is what? This is now inside, right? Inside the whole solid. So this doesn't count as SA. Okay, it doesn't count as SA. So you can kind of do it. You can calculate individually and then subtract the top base twice. But that's like too much work, right? You can do it, but you have to think about it a lot. So my strategy for doing this is just add the faces together. So add faces together. Okay, that's what I would do. All the faces, okay? Before I start, let me put all the dimension up so it's easier. So 4 here, right? 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. 2 here. Can I get the slanted side? What is the slanted side? How can I find it if you can't find it? What are these slanted sides? Five. Why is it 5? I got 2 5s so far. 3, 4, 4 5s. Why you guys all say 5? Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean triple, right? 3, 4, 5. This is a right triangle. You can just calculate it, right? 3 squared plus 4 squared equals whatever the square is. And this is a special numbers combination, so we know it's 3, 4, 5, okay? This is by Pythagorean theorem. And this is 5, meaning that is 5 as well, because it's a triangular prism, right? Alright, now let's count, okay? So I'm going to separate this, still top and bottom, but I'm going to count them by faces, okay? I'm not going to count the one that are covered, okay? So here we go. So top would be, originally it was 5 faces, right? Because you had the 2 bases, and this is a triangle, so 3 more, so 5. But now this is covered, so you're going to get 4. Okay, so I'm going to count 4. First one is the triangle here. Base times height, right? So 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. So 6 plus 6. So that's 2 faces already. 6 here, right? 1 on the front, 1 on the bottom, the back. And then I'm going to have a side, so 3 times 2. This is 2, right? 3 times 2. So 6 again. This slanted face is 5 times 2, that's 10. Alright, so 4 faces on top is done. Bottom. So it'll be 3 times 4, right? This rectangle and the back, right? So it'll be 12 plus 12. Left and right is 3 times 2, so 6 plus 6. Right? 3, 2, right? 3 times 2, this is 6, so the left is 6 as well. And then finally the bottom is 8. Right? 4 times 2. Alright, add them up. Add them up. So, what do you get? $72 is correct. $72 square, right? Does that make sense? If it makes sense, try the right side. The right side is very interesting. Try the right side. Okay? Give you a few minutes, and then we'll go over it. Okay? I agree, parent. I agree. I agree. I mean, if you're ready, yeah. You can type your answer if you're ready. Okay. I agree. All right, so let's talk about it. So if you look at this, you have a covered part, you have an exposed part. So there are many ways to do this, okay? So the method I choose to do is I use this part to fill in the bottom part. So when I calculate it, since I need to calculate this and I don't need to calculate this, I'll move this down, elevator down, right? So this will cover this void. So all I'm calculating is then the lateral of the cylinder without the bases, okay? Without the bases, I'm calculating this part. Okay, calculating this part. Plus the rectangular prism, obviously. Okay, rectangular prism. Okay, I'm calculating these two things. So I'm going to write it on the side here. Right side is going to be 2 pi RH, right? Is the lateral area. So 2 pi RH, 2 pi RH is 3. So 12 pi. Okay, 12 pi is your lateral area. Now, your surface area consists of 6 faces, right? So you can just do 6 faces. Like, you can also use the formula if you want, but I'll just use 6 faces here. So 5 times 4, that's 20 here, 20 here, right? 9 times 4, that's 36 here, 36 on top. 5 times 9, right? 5 times 9, that's 45 in the back, 45 in the front. Okay, so it would be 45 plus 45 plus 20 plus 20 plus 36 plus 36. Okay, turns out to be 202. Add them up. So your answer, SA, will be 12 pi plus 202 centimeters square. Or if you simplify it, it will be 239. Not simplify. Like if you pull the decimal places out, right? If you multiply the pi out, it will be 239.2 699, I think, or 7. Didn't tell you what's around, so either way, it's fine. Okay, both are fine. Okay, so your homework. Homeworks again is on big ideas. It's already open, right? Let's do Sunday. All right, call it 11.6 homework. All right. Wait, what? Art skills. Oh, some announcements. I think some of you already know this, but I'm going to transfer to Limbrook next year. Not like it affects you guys in any way because you guys won't have me anyway. All right. So, there are too many teachers, not enough students. Right? We have fewer and fewer students every year. So, me being the youngest math teacher, I get to transfer to Limbrook where they have room for me. So, if you're planning on visiting next year, probably won't see me, but that's okay. You guys will be fine. I mean, math teacher here in Monta Vista, pretty good. You guys will be taken care of nicely. Okay. Well, it's yeah, it's been fun. Maybe during finals week or something, we'll have an assessment, and maybe we'll do like a Zoom call, and you guys can see my face for one last time before you never see me again. No, just kidding. Before I just transfer. I don't like. I could be back in a few years or a year or two. It depends on how the staffing situation goes. If people retire or whatnot. But if we continue to trend down, it's hard to say. Okay, it's hard to say. Thanks, Ari. Thanks. Thanks for subscribing. Kahoot about my life. That's very creative, Darren. That's very creative. I don't know how many people will be interested though. Cheetah, it's just because I only been in this district for 3 years. All other teachers in Monta Vista have more years than me, so it's called in not political terms. In professional terms, we call this seniority. It's a thing. Yeah. So all the other teachers are more seniored than I am in Monta Vista. I think Mr. Clark is also transferring, if I'm not mistaken. Right, I think you already revealed, right? I'm not breaking any news here because I heard from some other student he already told some student. Oh, thanks, Hannah. But it's okay. I mean, it's not like, you'll never see me again. It's just less likely, probability wise. You'll probably see me somewhere in Cupertino, right? Two schools pretty close. Maybe I'll visit, right? So there's that. Okay. Any other logistical year, obviously, right? You're still taking this class, so we'll still have some time. But just to let you guys know early, right? That I'm revealing all my classes this week, right? So hopefully, you guys aren't too sad or too happy. Okay, so anything else? I'll play some sentimental music. What's the sentimental music? This one? Oh, what? We should all transfer to Limbrook. Oh, parent, now you ask. I thought you were never gonna do your homework. If you happen to miss any homework, you have to make up all the even problems in the textbook exercise, okay? And then email them to me after you're done. Okay? This is true for all the missing homework. Okay, so if you miss 11.2, then you go to 11.2 textbook and all even problems. Finish them, show your work, take a picture, send them to me, okay? You'll get 90% of your credit, okay? 90%. I think that's very lenient. Like, very lenient. Too lenient, maybe. But, you know, it's quarantine, so it's fine. Alright guys, anything else? If not, let's say goodbye, and I'll see you next week. Bye.